Every modern war claims a noble cause: freedom, security, civilization itself. But beneath the speeches and the flags lies a darker constant, a thick, black liquid pulled from the earth: oil. It does not wave banners or fire bullets, yet it has shaped battlefields, redrawn borders, and decided the fate of empires. The paradox is brutal. Wars are fought in the name of ideology, but they are powered by fuel. And for more than a century, oil has quietly dictated who fights, where they fight, and how long they can survive.
At the dawn of the 20th century, warfare changed forever. Coal-powered navies gave way to oil-fired engines, faster, lighter, and far more efficient. The British Empire made a fateful decision before World War I to convert its navy from coal to oil. The choice gave Britain unmatched speed and reach, but it also created dependency. Unlike coal, oil was not found at home. It had to be secured abroad. From that moment on, energy became strategy. Nations no longer fought only for territory or prestige, but for access to fuel. As industrialization spread, oil transformed from a commodity into a strategic necessity. Whoever controlled oil controlled mobility, logistics, and industrial power. War itself became mechanized: tanks, planes, trucks, and ships all demanding constant fuel. Victory was no longer just about soldiers, it was about supply. World War I was the first oil war, even if history rarely names it as such. The Allies' access to oil-rich regions and American supplies proved decisive. Germany, starved of fuel, struggled to mechanize its scale. When the war ended, leaders understood the lesson: future conflicts would be decided by energy. That understanding shaped World War II. Nazi Germany's push eastward was not only ideological, it was logistical. The drive toward the Caucasus was a race for oil fields that could sustain the war machine. Japan's expansion across Southeast Asia followed the same logic. Cut off from American oil supplies, Tokyo chose war rather than surrender energy dependence. Pearl Harbor was not just an attack, it was a gamble to secure fuel lifelines. The Cold War shifted the battleground, but not the objective. Proxy wars erupted across oil-rich regions. The Middle East, once peripheral to global power, became central. Coups, alliances, and conflicts revolved around pipelines, ports, and production quotas. The 1970s oil shocks revealed the full extent of this power. A cartel of producing nations could cripple economies without firing a shot. Energy had become a geopolitical weapon. The late 20th and early 21st centuries carried this pattern forward. Wars in the Persian Gulf, invasions framed as security operations, and prolonged military presences in resource-rich regions all shared a common backdrop. Control of oil flows meant control of global stability. Even when wars were justified through terrorism, democracy, or regional order, oil remained the silent variable shaping decisions.
Oil dictates war not because leaders are greedy caricatures, but because modern systems demand it. Militaries are among the world's largest energy consumers. A single armored division can burn thousands of barrels per day. Air superiority depends on jet fuel. Naval dominance depends on constant resupply. Without oil, modern armies simply stop. Beyond the battlefield, oil underpins economies. Industrial production, transportation, agriculture, and trade all rely on energy prices remaining stable. When oil supply is threatened, inflation spikes, currencies weaken, and political legitimacy erodes. Governments therefore treat oil security as national security. This creates a feedback loop. Nations intervene to stabilize supply. Intervention breeds resentment and instability. Instability threatens supply again. Over time, military presence becomes normalized, justified as protection rather than control. The system sustains itself not through conspiracy, but through dependence. Even financial systems are entangled. Oil is traded globally in dominant currencies, reinforcing monetary power. Revenue from oil funds states, armies, and influence networks. In this way, oil links war, economics, and global power into a single mechanism, one that rewards control and punishes vulnerability.
Today, the world speaks of transition. Renewable energy, electric vehicles, and decarbonization promise a future beyond oil. Yet modern conflicts still orbit energy routes and reserves. Pipelines are strategic targets. Shipping lanes are militarized. Sanctions focus on oil exports because they still cripple state capacity. Even as demand slowly evolves, oil remains the bridge between the old world and the new. Militaries have not decarbonized. Developing economies still depend on fossil fuels. And until alternative systems fully replace it, oil will continue to influence where power concentrates and where violence erupts. The irony is stark. Humanity understands the cost of oil-driven conflict, yet cannot fully escape the structures built around it.
Oil did not cause human conflict, but it reshaped it. It turned war into an industrial process and power into a logistical equation. It rewarded foresight, punished dependency, and tied global stability to underground reservoirs formed millions of years ago. To understand modern war is to follow the fuel lines beneath it, and to imagine a future with fewer wars may require not just new diplomacy, but new energy systems. Until then, oil remains what it has always been, not just a resource, but a silent commander shaping the fate of nations.